financial company, but also the big NGO. I'm a candidate of a small NGO, and it's so difficult for us. We work very closely to the people on the ground, but it's so very difficult for us to get found because we are not big. We don't have those. So as she said, the SME are those companies doing the market, especially in the global south. And we also, the small NGO, who are doing the job in the global south, but we are not able to get found. So I think if we continue to think that it's only the globally known company that will change the world, the global financial, that will change the world, we will not come up with the result that we are looking for. Please think of people working at the bottom up. We need those people on the ground. We need all of the people to work, to change, if you want to change, if you want to have a result and come up with a better world. Please, I think it's very important. Thank you.
So hello everyone, my name is Noé. I'm a student at the University of Geneva and currently interning at the UNCTAD writing the World Investment Report. And I had a kind of an informative question based on ESG. So while looking at all those funds that we had to take into account, ESG was mentioned multiple times, as you said, in almost all of the funds, but I feel like there are some parts of the world that are a bit behind in terms of regulation or in terms of ESG reporting. They don't use the same standards everywhere, and I would like to know what could be the tools to implement like a worldwide framework so that everyone is harmonized around a common use of ESG and a common progress towards good governance and ESG. Thank you very much.
Still have 5 more minutes for questions from the floor. If you want to take advantage of the distinguished experts we have on this panel.
So I'm Shilak Singhania. I'm from a Singapore-based company called Info Asia. I just happened to be here, so I joined it. But just a question, actually. I do a lot of ESG-related studies. We don't really incorporate ESG in our work at the moment because we do a lot of early-stage development. So it's the later investors who look at ESG in our projects. A lot of the laws and regulations that I have come across always pose ESG as a risk to be mitigated. So, but I actually think there is an opportunity. ESG is actually an opportunity, and I just want to ask the panel if anybody here has come across a good example of where the framework or the laws are positioned as an opportunity to be, to be taken advantage of versus always a risk to be mitigated. It could be a rhetorical question.
Hi, my name is Antonia. I'm a first-year student at the Geneva Graduate Institute. I acknowledge ESG for sure still have some problems that have to be figured out, like this lack of standardization in ratings. But since it also attracts a lot of criticism, but I'm wondering, the people who criticize ESG framework, do they also come up with an alternative framework, or what would be that?
Hello. Thank you so much for such a great discussion. My name is Paul Okpa Jamal, and I work with African Cancer Organization. Right from the beginning, I heard about Philip Morris. I wasn't too clear about it. I want to know whether the company is rated, it's having ESG rating. And if it's rated, my question is, we are dealing with an institution that is producing a product which kills more than half of its consumers. And such an institution is rated. I don't get it because it's like the foundation is already wrong. So whatever we do is like we're changing labels of empty bottles. So I need a bit of clarification on such institutions. Thank you.
Any more questions? We have 2 minutes left. Okay, so I'll allocate those 2 additional minutes to 2 captions. So instead of having 2 minutes for the rebuttal, I'll give you 3 minutes each. And if you would want to allocate part of your responses both to what you heard from the opposing team and as well as from the floor, you can allocate a few of the answers to your team members. So let's start with Banerjee, promotion captain, for a 3 minutes rebuttal.
I'll start with thank you for calling us dreamers. So, sorry for you, but all the changes in the world have been created by dreamers. So, of course, they used the term, which is very often used by what I mentioned earlier, President Trump. Attack personally and attack impact investment. But the fact remains, ESG is not supporting the achievement of SDGs. It has not. And of course, you sidestepped the whole main fact that all the disasters that's happening around the world today is not being helped at all by any of the ESGs. So where do we stand from? One of the points which was mentioned here is that SMEs are making the change. They are making the impact on achievement of SDGs. ESG is not supporting the SMEs at all. And another thing is the real examples of why ESG is not working is already given. A lot of examples today. ESG is not working. Look out of your window. Look at the melting glaciers. Despite of all the assets, despite of everything, it's not working. And regarding your question, I'll come to it. Yes, there is a framework which is already there, which is already being worked at, and that's from the impact investment, which they also try to attack, which is very smart. But impact investment is the one which is working to get the SDGs. And I think we will come further into that more later. Now, about me personally, just a point. Oil industry. Yes, there are some oil industries who are making a change, who are working in moving into the green side. I can name a few of them. So they are there who are really investing in alternative energy, investing in renewables. Secondly, crypto. Crypto has an impact. Crypto is making positive impact. And lastly, you mentioned the impact investment. That's something which I think my colleague can tell you more about.
So ESG looks at things only from a corporation's perspective. Whether the environmental and social compliance are happening within the corporation's own operations. Impact investing looks at the impact of corporations' activities on the outer world, society, broader environment, and so on. Now, this entire discussion is moving broad to SDG impact measurement. And there is a report by the UNDP where they have looked into how the impact of a company on all SDGs can be looked into. I can share that report later on with you. So now we are moving into that direction. we are looking at the overall impact of a company across all SDGs. So that will be the next step.
Well, just to give confidence to the youth that yes, there are framework. I have only one recommendation: work together, work by sectors, and come up with common approaches in addressing your concerns. That's the way forward.
Thank you. And now for the final rebuttal by Mr. Juan Carlos Laura, team captain of the opposing team. Over to you, Juan Carlos.
Well, thank you very much, Christian, for choosing this team against us. It was the best team, I think. And I think it's been a blessing for us. There's a lot of questions about ESGs, and there's a lot of things that are not working in ESGs, and I agree. I agree that there's a lot of greenwashing. I agree that Coca-Cola is a AAA rating ESG and shouldn't be. Probably excellent is a mockery of ESG. But the problem is not that ESG is wrong. The problem is that MSCI is wrong. The problem is that the banking system is doing greenwashing, some of them. The problem is that ESGs are being utilized by absolutely everything that want to make money today. And everything, when you go to the supermarket, when you go to your bank, when you go to the company, everything has a green page that says ESG and sustainability. Ladies and gentlemen, those people are utilizing the best of humanity to mislead and to sell their products. ESG is way beyond that. ESG to have the best possible impact for all. Let me tell you a story. A couple of weeks ago, I'm working for the wine industry. And they asked me, okay, how can the wine industry in Mexico, which was where I'm from, can be sustainable? And I said, well, I'm not an expert in wine, but let's talk to the expert. Everybody recommended me to talk to advisors, to talk to sommeliers, and I said, no, I want to somebody that has introduced sustainability and has been successful. So I called Loic Pasquet, the founder of Liber Pater, which is the most expensive wine in the world today. And I said, well, first of all, I was surprised that he took my phone call, and I talked to him. He's in Bordeaux. And I asked, how can you be so successful? What is your recipe for success? And he said, well, I don't follow the wine industry rules and regulations. I have one mule, I have one donkey, and I have 5 employees. What we do is we utilize native plants only. We don't try to put new plants. We utilize native plants. And we do an exceptional wine. And today, ladies and gentlemen, that is the most expensive wine in the world by using sustainability. That is ESG. That is exactly ESG. ESG is not Coca-Cola. ESG is not those metrics. ESG to do the best possible impact possible. Don't confuse with the people that are trying to take advantage of the ESG term. Thank you very much.
Sorry, I would like to add something, because we often think that ESG is more dedicated to public markets, but it's no longer the case. Because if you look at the research from Prequin, you can see that ESG is also used in the due diligence process for private equity funds. Because you know their limited partners are also involved in the ESG strategy, and so if you are looking at some fundings for SME and also startups, ESG is also very used by private equity and in a broader terms, alternative investments. That's the reason why it's not only big companies but also the smallest one. Thank you.
The rules are the rules here.
The rules are the rules here.
So all members of the audience will now either use your feet and move across the aisles if you have been convinced by team number 1, or if you're sitting on this side, if you've been convinced by team number 2, we can move to the other side of the aisle. I would though like you to, the situation is that pre-debate votes, we had 21 votes, and the ayes had 90% and the no had 10%. So I'm now launching the second poll, post-debate poll, so you can now go back to the same slido.com, hashtag 1193-401, and you can start voting now. So with those saying yes, again, you are welcome to move. As you know, we are in Switzerland, and there are still some cantons where the voting is done by raising the hand or very transparently, so do feel free to move if you want to move your feet. Okay, while you're voting, let me just say some concluding things. So, we are, as I said, we are very blessed by having a lot of support on LinkedIn. We had almost 150 people expressing interest, but we're still looking for sponsors who can help finance moving the debate venue from the current location here at Salle Communale de Coppet to the Château de Coppet, where Madame de Stael, she convened her group 221 years ago. So, some of the benefits that you have by being a partner with us is that, of course, you will get brand awareness or brand recognition, as you can see up here on the stage. Advertorial content, you have an opportunity to build your network. You get a positive image effect. And most importantly, you have access to CS events. So we have our annual summit in Zug. We haven't decided yet whether we will organize a summit this year, but and whether it will be in Zug or in Lausanne, that remains to be seen. But we are present at the Building Bridges, so we will have access to the Building Bridges session that we organize. We've been organizing for the last 3 years. And of course, you will get access to our quarterly debates. We would, of course, like to thank our current committed partners who share the same vision and who have helped us shape the global and local impact investing agenda. So I'd like to mention Impact Investing Solutions, Imperial Alumni, AxessThinkTank, AxessImpact, the Private Wealth and Family Association. We don't know yet if we have the local alliance, but hopefully there will be a future partner. Waterpreneurs, Solar Impulse Foundation, and of course Endnest, whose logo you can see up there, and whose platform we're using for many of our online events that you of course also are welcome to follow. So we have 21 votes, yes. So we did have some movements. So as I said in the beginning, we moved from the ayes, they had 90%, so the post-debate vote is now ayes 57%, and the no is 43%. So, of course, this is, we are not counting on the actual number, but we actually, the whole purpose of the debate is to see how the two teams are able to persuade, using the arguments that their conviction and their views are actually the right ones. So, on that note, I'm afraid to say that for team number 1, who was almost unanimous, had unanimous support from the floor, that the winning team is actually team number 2. So congratulations, Juan Carlos, Brian, and Patrick. So Juan Carlos, if you can come up here, we have a small gift for you that you will share with your team.
Well, it's for the team.
Yeah, it's for the team. Once you're finished, you can share it with the team members. So
thank you very much.
We'll take some photos of first with the winning team, then the 2 teams, and then our partners, Emma, also Johan Fransen, you come up here for the photo. So let's have it a group photo with the winning team in front here. Yes, and then with team number 2, if you can move a little bit further to Emma, you want to come to all of us, they don't have the privilege of having space for themselves. And Johan, I don't know if someone can take a photo also with Anata, do you mind taking a photo? So he's also part of our team, he's the cameraman, but most of you, as you know, Puro has been the one who was reaching out to all of the participants, and we could not organize the event without Puro, so please a hand to Puro for all the support he has provided. Yeah. Thank you so much. And as I said, there are snacks out there. We'll serve until 8 o'clock. Those of you who wish to join the dinner, please let us know if you don't have a car, so that we can do the blah blah car sharing and take you to the venue, which is 3 minutes by car, but 60 minutes by foot. The restaurant closes at 10 o'clock.